we get super heavy in the basketball, my uncle passed from kidney failure. He was on it for a long, long time, and he went through dialysis for I want to say 15 years,
Yeah.
and it
Woo.
took like 2 weeks of him not going, and it was over, and he just
Yep.
gave up,
Yeah,
and
some
he
people do
and,
that.
and he
Like,
kept saying, "I'm tired."
yeah, bro. It drains you, bro. Like when you go get hooked up to the machine, they poke you every day in your arm,
Yeah,
and you get your fistula. They poke you every day in your arm, bro. And like, when you sit there, you can just feel the life getting drained out of you. Like they
yep,
go to the
yep,
machine, cleaning your blood, then they putting it back into your body. You stay there, you sleep, or sometimes you can't sleep. Then you go home,
yep.
sleep some more. But if it was fucking with my mood, like I had to check myself because I was in my room, lights off, no light. I wanted dark, and I didn't leave my room for like the first month and a half, 2 months of being on dialysis. I was like, bro, this can't be
Damn.
life. And I was just
Yep,
like, I was in the dark for a long time. And then
yep,
like kids would come in there and Dad, let's get on the game, do it. I was like, man, fuck that game, bro. I was like, nah, I don't want to play no games.
yeah,
So
yeah. I never understood how he could give up on his family, on his kids, but
nah, it messes
what
with
you
your
just described,
yeah, it
you
messes with
know?
it's not him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's just
yeah,
over years you get like he went 15 was
15,
hey
yeah,
him that because I was tired of 4. I
right,
told I used to ask them like, yo, so if I just stopped going to dialysis, what would happen? They were
yeah,
like, man, you probably won't make it 2 weeks. I'm
yeah,
like,
and
Damn.
I'm like, ain't no
yeah,
way. They was like, for
yeah,
real. He said there's some people that used to go to dialysis, I used to see all the time, they just gave up and stopped going and they passed away. They would die.
yeah,
I was like, damn,
it's,
only
Damn.
2 weeks after just
yeah,
your body can't flush out any toxins. Like, you eat, you breathe in
yeah,
stuff. There's all kind of stuff that you go through every day. And then like
yeah,
when you guys pee and you know what I'm saying, like when you pee, that's cleaning out your toxins when you pee. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's not just from the water you drink and all the stuff, it's cleaning out all your toxins. So once that stopped, like it sits in your system. That's why when you see like if you've seen pictures of me when I was on dialysis, I was darker, I had fat
yeah.
face because the swelling got to go somewhere in your body. Maybe your legs, maybe you know what I'm saying, your arms, but mine was always in my face for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah,
For somebody that's ignorant to how that works,
yeah.
were you not able to pee, like, or was it like
I didn't pee for 4 years, bro. The very first time
what?
I
Damn.
peed,
Oh,
the very first time I peed is when I was in surgery, and I had a catheter in it where you can pee in the catheter because they check your levels.
Ah,
So that was the very first time I peed in 4 years. And right when I got clear from the hospital, I went home. Man, I was peeing every 5 minutes, like 10 minutes, hella
like
pee.
just
4
releasing
years worth of not peeing. Like my dad got a kidney transplant a year before I did. And he was like, bro, son, right? He said, watch, when you get cleared, you're gonna be peeing so much and you're gonna be so happy to pee because you ain't peed.
that's awesome.
Went 12.
damn.
My dad went 12 years on dialysis without peeing. I went 4. He was like,
Wow.
bro, you're gonna appreciate going to the bathroom and peeing again like a man. I was like,
Damn.
and when I was peeing here, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm being a kid again, like peeing for the first time. It was like it's
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah,
Damn.
so you go through
And then
that.
you made headlines by trying to find a donor. Talk about what it was like to find a donor. And I see that you met him.
Yeah,
Go
sure.
through that process for us.
The process was difficult because like you know how we are, bro. We don't like to ask people and ask for help. That was my biggest thing of even coming out, and telling people what I was dealing with. Because the first year I didn't say anything. I just dealt with it the first year, and then my brother was, my brother Chicken. He was just like, bro, you should just, tell people what you're going through, bro. You never know who's willing to help you out there. And I was like, man, I ain't ready. I was like, bro, what does it look like Nate Robinson, defeating Superman in the dunk contest and doing all this, and now I need help. Like, what's that look like? I don't know what that is. I don't know how to feel. I don't want people to be, sympathetic towards me or feel sorry for me, because I got too much pride. And so, I just sat and I talked with my mom and I talked with my dad, and then Malik Rose called me one time and he was just like, bro, maybe you just need to just tell somebody. And I was like, man, I was writing in my journal, and I was like, man, maybe I just need to. And one day I prayed and I talked to God and he was like, man, it's time. So I told my manager, I was like, bro, I'm ready to just, come out with it and talk about it. And I flew to Miami for something. I forgot what it was. And then that's when we did the first thing, was telling people, what I was dealing with. And because my appearance changed, my attitude, I was just real, cranky, and it wasn't me, because I'm uplifting. I'm always happy and always trying to smile and make people smile. Like, that's my person. I'm real bubbly. But I was in a dark place, and for me to get out the dark place, I had to tell somebody. It's like you had to get it off your chest. So I just wanted to tell the world. And once I did that, people started reaching out, and then I just slowly got out of the funk. And I was like, man, I got to go back to being myself. So I would just, even if I was sick, I would go to the hospital, come out. I'm going to my kids' games, trying to go, spend more time with them, because I never knew what was going to happen, if anything could happen, if I'd have died or whatever. I just wanted to spend my last moments, with my family and friends and my kids. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna still get out, do things, still go to places, and I was doing it, and everything, it just got better. I was like, I know happiness is a choice. I can choose to be happy even in this darkness, because God he's doing this for a reason. And then now that I found Shane, and he was an angel, bro, literally. I was like, God, man, I said, you're gonna send me the perfect kidney that I need. It's not just random, just like for you to just magically get something like that. That blessing came just from all the pain I had to go through. So with Shane, his wife donated a kidney like 5 years ago to somebody. So he was like, yeah, I got to do this. So he went and checked and see if he was a match, and he was a perfect match.
So where'd you be? How do you know to look for you?
So what I did, shout out to my guy Tank Johnson. His name is Tank Johnson, that went play football with me at UW my freshman year. He ended up making it to the league. He was like, Nate, what can I do to help you as your brother? You know what I'm saying? I watched you as a little freshman come in and shake the whole, UW football scene up and help us, get to a bowl game. So he was like, what can I do to help you? And I was like, man, whatever. I just said prayer. And he was like, do you mind if I create a link with the link that you sent me, and where people can donate and we can, get it out there? So I said, yeah. I said, go ahead. So he went to UW and was like, we want to put this on a Jumbotron, a link to help Nate find a kidney. And they put it during their spring game last year, and Shane was there with his family, and his wife was like,
crazy.
yeah, his wife was like, yeah, I think that you should do that, babe. You should check and see if you're a match for Nate. And that's how it went. And then he ended up being a match. And then this Christmas, my doctor, my kidney doctor, he called me, and he was like, Nate, I've been holding this for a while, but I want to tell you on Christmas, because this probably be the best Christmas gift, but we found you a kidney. I literally put out in tears. Like, I cried. I called my dad. We cried together. My mom, they all, my grandmother, they all prayed for me. We was on a group chat, a little FaceTime thing, and we just prayed, and they were just thanking God, man. Like, the blessings do come, bro, when you least expect. Because I didn't know. I didn't know how long I was gonna be on dialysis.
What's Shane's last name so we can shout him out?
Oh, Shane Cleveland.
Shane Cleveland. Shout out to Shane Cleveland.
The hero. I said, not all hero wear capes, man, but he's such a cool person, man. And we talk every day. So we're going to the UW spring game tomorrow. So this has been a year.
Nice.
Yep. So we're going to talk together. We're going to go to the game and, have a good time and watch the kids. But yeah, I told him, I was like, man, you're a brother of mine for life, bro. Whatever you need.
Yeah.
Salute to him for that.
Real, like,
already.
Guardian angel, man. And I got to meet mine. So it's pretty cool.
Straight down.